So why did I do an apprenticeship from the start? I grew up in a family of engineers, and I think always fascinated by taking things apart. From a very young age, I used to love finding out how things work and try and make them work better. I think my parents might suggest that I had variable success at that, but it was always something that interested me. I also had my first car at the age of 15 as a bit of a project for my dad and I to kind of make sure that I could take that apart, carry out the maintenance, but understanding the workings of it. And again, that was something that really interested me. I guess from an apprenticeship point of view, I always wanted to carry on learning, and I really liked the idea of the base knowledge an apprenticeship would give. The practical side of an apprenticeship, coupled with the academic continued learning, was something that very much had appealed to me. And I guess whilst an apprenticeship wasn't an obvious route to a degree, I always thought that if I showed enough aptitude, drive and enthusiasm, that there might be that chance, and luckily enough for me in this case there was. I guess because Uniper are looking for apprentices to become the engineers of the future. Continuing to learn, I guess, whilst earning was a big positive. With the training and on-site experience as well as the academic qualifications coming hand in hand, I felt that the apprenticeship offered a route to development that maybe a degree wouldn't, particularly with its grounding. I did a multidiscipline apprenticeship, and after about 2 years specialised in electrical control and instrumentation works, working within the EC&I maintenance team. And I feel it's this grounding that really helped me in the practical application of C&I engineering as I moved more into the engineering ranks. So how has the apprenticeship helped me to get where I am now? I think firstly, understanding the need to develop relationships is a big thing. You can be the best engineer in the world, but without the ability to develop lasting relationships with all levels of people, you'll struggle to deliver whatever it is the task that you're doing. I think as an engineer, you're never really an island, and you're usually part of a team. So understanding the roles people play, the dynamics of relationships, being able to communicate and understanding the bigger picture or end goal is important to me rather than personal gains. I think early on in your apprenticeship, you're heavily reliant on others, whether that be tutors at the academy or college or the guys on site. You need to establish relationships to be able to put whatever skills it is that you've learned into practice, have the confidence to ask questions, but also integrate into a team. I think it also gave me confidence in my ability that if I was asking someone to do something, I could probably understand with the practical grounding that I'd had what it was that I was asking them to do, which hopefully means that I respected the skill base of anyone, but also they respected me. I also think it probably helped with confidence in myself. Being an apprentice right through to an engineer means that no 2 days are the same really. So your ability to deal with different situations, people, challenges, setbacks in certain aspects, multiple deadlines and different pressures is something that you need to hone and adapt, and I think an apprenticeship gives you that platform to do that. It's also quite a reflective process. The MVQ gives you the ability to, as does the training courses, to kind of stand back and think, what have I done there, and could I do it any better or differently? And I think the environment you find yourself in terms of the safe training environment or the guys looking after you on site really gives you that option to hone those skills and develop yourself. I think I'm also pretty naturally competitive, so seeing people come off the grad scheme meant that I wanted to progress at a similar rate to them. And I think with an apprenticeship, if you put the effort in both during that time and afterwards, the rewards are certainly there. So what further training have I done post-apprenticeship? Within Uniper, safety is our #1 priority, so obviously there's a heavy focus on that training. I've done IOSH Managing Safely, and I've also done the NEBOSH General Certificate, so that's the National Examination Board in Occupational Safety and Health. I guess it's suitable for what you describe as supervisors and above that need to understand health and safety issues and the legislation that comes with that, and it really gives you a different view on safety and the importance of that and how we can put that into practical use in the workplace. I've also done a part-time degree in electrical and electronic engineering that I was lucky enough to be funded pretty much straight after my apprenticeship. I've also done APMP, so that's the Association of Project Managers Practitioner Qualification. Having been involved in quite a heavy project, it was a lead-in to the Masters I did, which was in project management as well at the University of Manchester, which was quite a reflective course and really gave you that chance to kind of stand back and think about what you'd learned, and I think has certainly helped me develop personally. And I've also done the EON, as it was, rather than Uniper Leadership Essentials course, which is looking for, I guess, leaders of the future. So the jobs I've had and what I'm doing now. So I'm currently the lead firing engineer at Ratcliffe Power Station, which is a 2,000 megawatt coal-fired power station near Nottingham. So I'm responsible for the station's combustion performance, looking for efficiency savings, the station's current largest capital projects, and the strategic direction of my team. I have a team of 5 engineers who all work for me, and they're from mainly mechanical backgrounds, but we work across engineering disciplines to deliver projects, day-to-day works and contract management for the fuel and firing team. It's certainly a very important role for the future viability of the station, as we look to be more environmentally friendly and cost effective as we can. I'm enjoying it so far. It's certainly a different challenge to previous roles, but one that sees me exposed to a higher level of technical delivery as well as people management. My previous role was back in the EC&I team, where I was responsible for managing the teams both on a day-to-day basis, but also personal development of individuals and the team performance. I really enjoyed this role because it's the team where I started, and I was able to develop and promote a number of ex-apprentices, something that I'm really passionate about. The role was very people-focused and something that I really enjoyed. Prior to this, I've had a role in the mechanical boiler team to broaden my contract management experience on high-value mechanical works, and before that in the C&I engineering team. The C&I engineering role was my first engineering role after passing my degree, and I was part of what was called the Ratcliffe Environmental Upgrade Project, which was designed to effectively meet EU legislation and was a multi-million-pound project across the life cycle of the project. The mechanical boiler team was certainly a challenge as it was outside of my engineering discipline. From a personal development point of view, it was an important move, and also with the practical grounding that I feel an apprenticeship gave me, the ability to adapt to new surroundings and build those relationships that I discussed earlier was massively important, and something that saw me hit the ground running in that role. So my previous role within the EC&I team, developing apprentices and ex-apprentices. I think the first thing to say is that I'm a massive advocate of apprentices and apprenticeships and what they can do for people. A number of the engineers here at Ratcliffe have come from an apprenticeship route, as has our station manager. The opportunities an apprenticeship can bring, in my mind, are limitless. The support network at both site and the academy are first class and really are an environment where people can flourish. From a personal point of view, the role within the EC&I maintenance team gave me a real opportunity to give something back to the team where I first started and came out of my time. It gave me a chance to influence apprentices and ex-apprentices to see that the opportunity that they've got is something that they shouldn't let go and should work hard to kind of achieve their maximum. During my time in that team, I was able to promote 4 ex-apprentices to technicians or enhanced technicians, which is 1 or 2 stages away from their first engineering role. I was also able to send a number of guys to college to carry on outside of their apprenticeship into HNDs and also to university to do degrees, and so on to, I guess, what we'd describe as further academic qualifications. But more importantly for me, I managed to link this back to, I guess, their site-based performance to make sure that people work hard, there's rewards at the end of it, and I really hope that this is something I got into the team and I was successful with. I also managed to get several of the guys through to the Eng Tech status with the IUT, so that's their first stage on professional registration. And I'm also proud to say that the joint winners of the 2015 Eon Eng Tech of the Year award came from within my team. I think currently the energy industry is going through transition, but whatever the situation is, whether it be transient or stable, there'll always be a need for engineers. I now get paid to do something that since a kid I've always been interested in. For me, whether it's a toy, your mum and dad's vacuum cleaner, a car, or plant at a power station, the opportunity to analyse it and contribute to making it better is something that I massively enjoy. I personally couldn't think of a better route into engineering than via an apprenticeship, and I would encourage anyone with similar views to kind of follow that route and pursue one. It's a rewarding process, and the opportunities, if you put the effort in, are absolutely limitless.